today's subscriber shoutout goes to 𝕎𝕠𝕠𝕝𝕕. Thank you for subscribing and being a subscriber. And today's commenter shoutout goes to Jasmine. Thank you for commenting and watching my videos. Now, let's get into the video. Welcome to youtube.com/noblegarden, and today I'm going to be telling you guys Anyway, welcome to youtube.com/noblegarden, and today I'm going to be telling you guys about the red flags that you guys should watch out for when it comes to scammers. By the way, the thing with Jenny that just happened was totally staged, in case you couldn't tell, and she did not get scammed. I wanted to make this video a while ago, but I kind of forgot about it until one of you guys brought it up to me in my comment section very recently, so thank you so much for that. This video is kind of similar to a video I posted over a year ago. It was probably about 2 years ago, and that video was tips on how to avoid getting scammed. I honestly am not a very big fan of that video because it's kind of old. The setting of the video was just not good. I just don't really like it, okay? That video has like the basics, on not getting scammed or hacked, but this video will go into a little bit more detail and give you certain situations. So if you want to become unscammable, I recommend watching that video and this video. I put a question box thing on my Instagram story asking you guys what your red flags for scammers were, and I actually only got a few responses, and the responses that I did get, I was already going to put in the video anyways. Sorry for the advertisement, but if you'd like to participate in helping me with videos by answering questions or anything like that, feel free to follow my Instagram because often I will post stuff on my story, and you guys can help me with videos. One of the biggest red flags is if they are a new account or are using a new account, and I kind of feel like this one is pretty obvious. You can tell if they are a new account by their level. Their level might even tell you if they are an inactive account as well, but you can tell by their level. On their profile, it will say when their account was made. You can look at their achievements, how many friends they have, their units, their albums. There are so many things that can determine if an account is new. Most scammers will use new accounts for obvious reasons because they don't want to get reported on their main account and get banned or suspended or whatever Woozworld decides to do. And they also wouldn't want to ruin their reputation on Woozworld and become known as a scammer. So if they have a lot of those red flags and their account just looks bland, like they don't have a bio or anything, I definitely would not go through with it. If somebody's deal or prize is too good to be true, then it is probably a scam. This could be a theme game prize that's really rare, has super rich items, especially if the account is a new account like I was just mentioning earlier. Or if the prize is a lot of beaks, again, especially if it's a new account. Or it could even be somebody offering to sell you something for much cheaper than what it is worth. I mean, you kind of have to have common sense here. This is just common sense along with the new account thing. Like, you really have to think to yourself in some of these situations. Like, is this new account really going to give this very good prize? And how did they get this prize if they're new? Like, how does this new person already have all of this really good stuff? Or have all of this beaks? Or why is this person selling this very expensive item to me for really cheap? They could totally sell it to somebody else and get way more beaks for it. If something is too good to be true, it's probably a scam. If the unit you guys are doing the deal in or playing the game in looks bland, you might want to check their account to see if it shows any signs of being new or inactive. I know this is something very small, but it still matters. Having a bland unit with no decorations, it didn't really look like they tried to make it look good, can be a big sign of their account not being their main, meaning that they're probably going to scam you. I mean, this is not always the case, to be fair. Some people just don't like decorating their units or think they're bad at it. but it can be a sign of a new account or an inactive account. Most of the time, whenever somebody scams you, they won't say anything to you, they will just kick you or leave, whatever they do. But sometimes they will say something to you, especially if you say something to them first after it happens. But sometimes they will make up an excuse as to why they are going to scam you before they scam, if that makes sense. For example, before they scam, they might say, "If I leave, I'm sorry, I'm having connection issues. I'll be back if I do." So that when they leave after they scam, it seems like they left because of their connection issues, but they never ever come back. Or they will say, "We need to hurry up because I have to go after this." But then right after they scam you, they'll be like, "I'm sorry, I have to go. I'll be back on later," and they will leave, but they won't be back on, or at least they won't contact you. If somebody says something like that, they might be a scammer. It's not always the case, sometimes we do have connection issues, sometimes we do have to go soon, but sometimes it can be a sign that they are a scammer, but again, not always, because I do have connection issues, and sometimes during my theme games, it will make me leave, but I always come back. Sometimes our battery does die, but it happens. We will usually come back unless the person is a scammer and they say that their battery is low before they scam you. Whatever the case is, things do happen, so this is not always a sign of them being a scammer, but it definitely can be. Also, I just want to mention, sometimes after they scam you, like I was talking about earlier, they will make up an excuse. One of my most favorite excuses that scammers make up after they scam is, "My brother or sister went onto my account and scammed people on it." This is always false. I mean, it's not always false, but there's probably a 0.5% chance that it is true. And if it is true, they can obviously give you your stuff back that their sibling scammed from you off of their account. But usually when scammers say this, "Oh, my sibling went on my account and scammed you," you will usually ask, "Oh, can I have my stuff back then?" And they will make up another excuse and be like, "Oh, they traded away to their account," or "Oh, they sold it." Sometimes scammers just make up funny excuses after they scam. Anyway, I'm sorry for rambling. Let's get on to the next red flag. I kind of talked about this one earlier, so I'm sorry about that. But if you see that someone's account is clearly new or inactive, and they have a lot of stuff, whether it's a lot of really good, rare, rich items, or a lot of beaks, or they claim to have those things, immediate red flag. Because, honey, how do you have 500,000 beaks when your account was made 2 days ago? How do you have brand new, colorable grabs items that are worth 300k when your account was made 2 days ago? Make it make sense. Or how do you have that stuff if your account was clearly inactive and you clearly haven't played in a very long time? How do you have all of these good things that are recent? You really have to think about that. I mean, honestly, you don't even have to think about it that hard. It's kind of common sense. But yeah, if they have or claim to have a lot of good stuff or a lot of stuff or beaks when their account is new or looks inactive, it's a big red flag. If you are playing a game where you have to buy in to play or you have to buy to stay in the game when you get out, such as a theme game, and the buys are unreasonably expensive, that is a red flag. By unreasonably expensive, I mean if the prize isn't that good, if it's bad or decent, but the buys are really, really, really expensive, that's what I mean. For example, if you're playing a theme game, right, and the prize is 10k, and the buys are 2k, 3k, that's a little bit much for that prize. Honestly, most theme games I go to, the buy-ins are in the hundreds. Mine are usually in the hundreds. So if you think that the buy-ins are very expensive for the prize you're supposed to be getting, then it's probably a scammer. So look at the price of the buys versus the prize. If you're in a game and somebody comes in and starts saying that the owner is a scammer, then the owner is probably a scammer. This actually is not always the case, surprisingly, because I do have a friend who hosts theme games all the time. She's very nice. I've never seen her scam. I've hosted with her so many times, I can't even count. Literally, some people are so sad. Sometimes some people will go into her theme games and start calling her a scammer, even though she never scammed anyone. And I'm pretty sure people just do this because they're mad that they didn't previously win her game, or they're just bored and feel like ruining somebody's day or ruining their game. So this can be a red flag, but it's not always true. honestly, I don't even think this one is a red flag. It's just a straight up answer. If you go on Woozworld Chat's scammer list and you search up the person's name and they come up, they are probably about to scam you. If you don't know what Woozworld Chat's scammer list is, I am going to explain it to you real quick. Woozworld Chat is, I'm pretty sure, one of the most popular Woozworld group chats on Facebook. There are thousands and thousands of people in that group, and they have a scammer list along with a website to go with that list. You can go on their scammer list, which is www.woozworldchat.weebly.com. If you scroll down, you will see a long list of people and a search bar, and that is their scammer list. Everybody on that list is a scammer and has been confirmed to be a scammer with proof. So if you're in somebody's game or you're going to deal with somebody and you want to make sure that they're not a scammer, go to their website and type in their username, and if they're on there, they have been confirmed to be a scammer. Now obviously, this website does not have every single scammer on Woozworld, so if you search somebody up and they're not on there, they could still be a scammer. Everybody on the list are just people that have been reported to the group as scammers with proof. The website is really, really helpful, so I will link it down below. If somebody you are doing a deal with doesn't have any proof that they are trusted, I feel like that's a possibility that they're a scammer. If they do not have any proof that they are trusted, how are you supposed to trust them? A lot of things could be counted as trusted proof, whether it's people writing trusted on their wall, commenting on their Instagram posts that they're trusted, making Instagram stories that they're trusted. A lot of things could be counted as trusted proof, but if the person you are going to be dealing with doesn't have any, I would be a little careful or just not go through with it at all. However, you do have to take into consideration, even if they do have trusted proof, there is a chance that it is fake. For example, if they have people writing on their Woozin that they're trusted or saying that they're trusted, you have to keep in mind that those people could be their friends or their backup accounts. Sometimes people will steal trusted proof from others, so if somebody has trusted proof, make sure it is theirs. Even ask around and ask other people if you know if they're trusted. Make sure their proof is not edited. If somebody does have trusted proof, just make sure that they're completely trusted and that their proof is real. And if they don't have trusted proof at all, I would either be really, really careful or just not do it. If you're playing a game and the host is friends with one of the players, that is a red flag. Always check their friends list, especially if you find that one of the players seems to be a favorite or keeps winning. But this is not always the case. I have seen my friend play my other friend's theme games without it being rigged. Like, sometimes your friends just want to play for fun. But again, it can be a red flag, so definitely watch out for this. But also remember, it's not always the case. This is only for certain kinds of deals that I don't think many of you do, but I'm putting this on here just in case. If you're going to be doing a deal with somebody or buying a location from somebody, for example, and they do not want to use a midman, there is a 99.9% chance they're a scammer because, like, why don't you want to use a midman? And sometimes they may say that they don't trust the person, but it really makes no sense even when the midman is trusted and they're like a known trusted person. So if somebody does not want to use a midman, do not do the deal. Don't do it. If you see the person posted on social media as a scammer, do not go through with the deal or do not go through with their game, especially if they're posted as a scammer with proof. If you're going to be doing a deal with somebody or anything, always make sure to check social media sites to see if they have been posted as a scammer. I usually check YouTube and Facebook groups, Woozworld Facebook groups. I search up their name. But sometimes they can get posted on Instagram as well. I know Woozworld Scammer Report on Instagram is always posting scammers on Woozworld, so if you haven't checked them out, you should go ahead and do that. But yeah, if the person has ever been posted as a scammer, especially with proof, do not trust them. I am so sorry that this video is getting super long, but I'm going to post some questions that you should ask yourself in the description before you go through with a deal or a game. That is all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I love you guys so much, and goodbye.